Could Tyreek Hill be making a return to Kansas City? Welcome into this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. On today's show, Tyreek Hill has made his demands known that he wants out of Miami. Is a possible reunion in the works? We will discuss that idea and more coming up in just a matter of moments. Before we do, a big thank you to the entire kingdom, as we have passed up 65,000 subscribers here on the channel, but we're not stopping there. We're going to continue to bring you even more coverage throughout the playoffs here on the channel with our daily news and rumors, our live shows on Tuesdays, watch parties for every playoff game, breaking news, Q&A mailbags, and more. Let's get 60 subscribers off today's video. I think it's very possible, folks. I want you to be a part of this movement that we have here on the channel. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV, and we'll get started with today's show. Could the Cheetah be making his return? Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill, after yesterday's loss that eliminated the Miami Dolphins from playoff contention, said he's ready to leave Miami after a 3-year stint with the Fins. Here's exactly what he said in his post-game availability. I'm opening the door. I'm out, bro. It was great playing here, but at the end of the day, I got to do what's best for my career. I'm too much of a competitor to just be out there. So, what did Tyreek Hill's tenure look like with the Dolphins? Well, he made a lot of money, that's for damn sure. Close to $80 million in 3 seasons. He was a part of 2 playoff appearances with the Fins. They did not win a single playoff game in that stretch. He was also named to 2 different first-team All-Pro selections. And in 2023, he was the NFL's receiving yards and touchdowns leader, having a historic season. And he did a really good job of staying healthy in his time with Miami. Just 1 game missed due to injury in that stretch. And I think that when you look at Tyreek Hill's time with the Miami Dolphins, it went about like what we thought it would. He had a really good run. He performed at a high level there with the Miami Dolphins. He didn't drop off at all from the player that he was with the Kansas City Chiefs, and he got paid a handsome amount, but his team did not get the results they were looking for, and the Kansas City Chiefs kept marching forward without him. They kept winning without Tyreek Hill anyway, even with his departure. And there was a lot of people, some folks that were panicking about what the Chiefs would do without their top wide receiver, and they found ways to make it work. And so after 3 years, am I surprised that Tyreek Hill wants to move on? Absolutely not. I'm not surprised at all. Could a return to Kansas City be possible? I'm not going to say it's impossible, but there are some big roadblocks to get there when it comes to the money situation and whether the Chiefs even want him with the way their receiver situation looks. We'll discuss all that here in just a moment. Let's ask you guys first, though. Should the Chiefs bring back Tyreek Hill? Type T for trade, P for pass. Comment on our pinned comment today and let us know if you would like to see the Cheetah back in Kansas City or not. Today's show is sponsored by our friends at Game Time. Game Time is the place to go for the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed, whether you're looking for tickets to sporting events, concerts, theater productions, comedy shows, and more, including tickets for your Kansas City Chiefs in the postseason. They got it all for you, folks. You choose the event you want to go to. They got the prices listed. Choose your seat, see if you like that seat or not, and then you're checking out on Game Time with Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, all major credit card providers. Game Time is a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for events even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals and great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets to find the best value. They have their super deals, and if you see a super deal, you don't want to pass up on that, folks. They have plenty of different features when it comes to Game Time where you can customize your seat. They have the seat views. It's very user-friendly, very interactive. On the Game Time app. You can download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. I have had a lot of success with Game Time over the years. I've saved a lot of money. It's been extremely helpful when I'm looking for tickets at the last minute on a whim to get to a sporting event. And The prices even go down the closer it gets to when that event starts. So check out Game Time today. Tell them Chat Sports sent you. You'll be glad you did. So let's talk about the financial situation with Tyreek Hill first. He still has 2 years remaining on his current contract with a base salary of around $40 million. It sounds like a lot of money, but for a player of his caliber, that's not terrible, actually speaking. I'm open to the idea of a reunion. Say what you want about Tyreek Hill. I know it was a rocky tenure with stuff that went on off the field with Tyreek in Kansas City, but he still was a valuable asset. He'll have his name in the Ring of Honor someday at Arrowhead and all that. All his teammates said great things about him. And then, of course, there's been some stuff that went on off the field in Miami as well. I understand all of that. I'm open to that possibility. If Andy Reid and Brett Veach and Patrick Mahomes come to the conclusion that they want Tyreek Hill, that they feel like that they can use Tyreek Hill, I am not going to stand in their way one bit. But with that said, the Chiefs don't need Tyreek Hill either. I think based on what we saw with these last 2 Super Bowls and how things have gone this season as well, the Chiefs have been just fine without Tyreek Hill. Would you be better with Tyreek Hill? Of course you would be better with Tyreek Hill. But that doesn't mean you have to have him. This isn't some big missing piece to this offense that since his departure has held them back of sorts. In fact, it's not that case at all as far as that goes. Tyreek Hill, his resume, he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer someday, a 5-time first-team All-Pro, an 8-time Pro Bowler, part of the NFL's All-Decades team in the 2010s, won a Super Bowl here in Kansas City. And when you look at what he did in Miami with noodle-arm Tua throwing him the football, he still put up fantastic numbers over the last few seasons. Over 1,700 yards in back-to-back years, 13 touchdowns in 2023. This year, he started to see his numbers slip off a little bit as he had less than 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. Maybe he's not the same player that he was a couple of years ago, but he's still pretty dang good, folks. But here's where it gets interesting. Not only does he still have a lot of money that he would be potentially owed if he's traded or whatever team he plays for next year, but the trade proposal, although the wide receiver market, when it comes to trades, has come down significantly in recent years compared to what it was when Tyreek was traded the first time, you're looking at, if you're Kansas City, probably giving up about a second and a third round pick, best case scenario, to bring in Tyreek Hill. Is that something you really want to do when the wide receiver position, as of late, has actually been pretty good for the Kansas City Chiefs? It wouldn't hurt to bring back Tyreek. I think that this would be something that if the Chiefs want, they can easily pull this off, and he could be a good fit for this offense. Obviously, we've seen it before. But in actuality, with where the Chiefs are at, they're in a really good spot at this wide receiver position without having to pay a ton of money to their receivers as well. In 2025, here are your 4 Chiefs receivers that are under contract for next year. Xavier Worthy is on a rookie contract. Rashee Rice, coming off the injury. Did you forget about him? He was looking like a top 10 receiver before he got hurt. He's also on a rookie contract. You got Nico and Sky Moore as well. I'll be honest, I'd be shocked if Sky Moore's back next year, but at least he's under contract for next season anyway. And then you got some free agent wide receivers. And I don't think any of these guys, if you want to bring them back, are going to cost you a whole lot. McCole Hardman, maybe not. Marquise Brown, I would love to see Hollywood back, even though he had that injury earlier in the year. In the 2 games that we've seen, the small sample size, he's looked like a natural fit for this offense. Justin Watson seems to be a guy that Patrick really likes and is a pretty decent X factor. Juju's had a few moments, and he obviously doesn't cost you much either. Oh, yeah, and how about DeAndre Hopkins, who you traded for at the trade deadline, which was a brilliant move. D-Hop at this point, It's not even going to be close to the money that Tyreek's going to cost if you decide to bring back DeAndre Hopkins. So, with all that said, I like where Kansas City's at. If they want to bring back Tyreek, all right, sure, cool, great. If not, whatever. Name a wide receiver the Chiefs should bring back next year. Of those 5 players that are going to hit free agency, who would you like to see back on the Chiefs roster in 2025? Weigh in the comments section. Let us know. For continuing Kansas City Chiefs coverage, subscribe now to the Kansas City Chiefs Report. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.